Right. This is Alan from the Alan and Aaron Sports Talk Radio Show. We're joined by a fantastic guest, Coach Don Lee of John Melvin University, JMU from Crowley, Louisiana. So we're glad to have you. So how you been?
Oh, busy, coach. I've been everywhere. I've got only two coaches here right now. We're trying to build not only a football team, we're trying to build a school from the ground level up. So it's a great opportunity, but it wears you out.
Yeah, I mean, definitely that sounds like you got your hands full. How did the opportunity come about?
I tell you, I was coaching at Cumberland University up in Lebanon, Tennessee. I've been a head coach probably 29 years. I've redone about 9 schools, and I was up in Tennessee hiding out. And I said I really didn't want to be a head coach no more. And I happened to, one day just go online and seen a job popped up and said a brand new school. And I mean, I'm a builder, so that's in my heart. I like to build universities, and so I applied to it, and they called me right away. And as soon as they called me, they was telling me about it and telling me about what they want to do. It's a Christian university. And I was like, sign me up. I'm ready. They was like, well, I didn't even tell you how much I offered. I said, well, it doesn't matter about the money. You know how it is, though. It does matter with your wife. But I was like, God said, go, I'm going.
Yeah, that's a phenomenal opportunity. And obviously they wanted you. And talk about that time that you took away from the game and then you get this opportunity. What was it your thought process like, okay, maybe I should go ahead and do this or maybe I shouldn't do it?
Well, I tell you, I learned a lot. I retired about 5 years ago. So I learned a lot just being out of it for 5 years and started seeing programs. And, when I went back into it, I started scratching my head and I was like, well, most of it is about playing and it's not about teaching the kids. And I was like, well, it's calling me back to it because every program I ran is not just about football, it's about education, getting that education. That's number one. But I started seeing it go the other way. I started seeing it just X's and O's instead of where the old guys was before you play, you better get that degree. If you drop a certain GPA, you out. Well, I started seeing I'm going to get the best player. I was like, been doing it so long. That's not the right way. So when I got back in it, I started feeling it again, start feeling the game again. I started feeling the kids, and I'm like, man, why did I take 5 years off? I got good relationship with kids. Even when I was an assistant there, I was still like I was building relationships with all the kids. And I'm like, that's why I do it. I do it for the kids, not for the money. So it's my calling. I hate to say it like that. Some people just coach it for the money. I coach it because, this is what God wants me to do. He wants me to help young men, become men. Usually what I tell the parents that you don't really see no more is 3 things that you want to teach a guy that comes through your program: to be a better man, a better father, and a better person in the workplace. We got a lot of kids sleeping on mama's couch right now. We got a lot of kids that's not in the workforce. We got a lot of kids that just hanging out in the streets. We don't have that community no more. Back in the day when your butt got whooped over there, you got whooped over here. You call mama. We don't have that no more. And for me as a coach, it's a great opportunity to give that back because a coach changed my life. And so that's kind of how I'm hungry now. I'm fired up. I can do 12 jobs right now because taking that time off and also not being a head coach, but being an assistant and working under somebody else. You're looking at their system. You're seeing the way they're running. And I'm like, well, okay, my system was pretty good now. And I said, let me get back to it. And when the opportunity came about, I was all in for it.
Yeah, and that's phenomenal that you went ahead in full force in it. And talk about how a coach helped you out. What were you going through at that point that helped, a coach be that voice to help you?
Woo. See, you just gave me goosebumps. I come from a pretty bad situation. Growing up, I come from kind of an abused home. I seen my mom and I seen my stepdad. I seen my mom was an abused woman, and the game to me taught me a lot. I could take all my frustration that I seen at home out on the field, and how coach introduced it to me. It was like you could almost kill somebody and not go to jail. So I was like, sign me up, and so I took the anger that I had out at home, and then the coaches started being mentors to me, especially my mentor who's passed away now. That's where I got the gift from of building. He changed my life. He just, I was supposed to sign with big universities. I didn't have the ACT back in the day. Proposition 48 came in. So I was like some of these kids right now. And he just said, I'm going to give you an opportunity. So when he gave me that opportunity, not only did he give me an opportunity to play football, he told me after that, if you graduate, He told me this. He said, if you graduate, I'm going to change your life. All you got to do is graduate. So I was fired up. I was on a fifth grade reading level. I couldn't even read or write. It's amazing. And now I've got a master's degree, and God has allowed me to do a lot of good things across the country because of my mentor. So he taught me how to build universities across the country. We started with Middle Georgia College in Cochran, Georgia. We built the junior college there. Then I followed him to Southwest Baptist up in Missouri in the MIAA. We redone a college that was there that hadn't won in a while. So I didn't see it just the winning part. I just seen what football could do for a community and what football could do for players. And that's changed my life. I've been hungry after it ever since.
Yeah, and that's very important that people a lot of times they only look at the X and O's and the wins, but it's a lot more to it than just that. Talk about how you have to have a good balance in being a great coach.
You have to have a good balance. It's good to work 7 days a week and just do football. Well, I'm totally the opposite. I do football 5 days a week, and I take them to church on Sunday. Now I don't beat them over the head with a Bible, but I put a balance with their life. I want them to understand it's more. Football could be gone tomorrow. Then what are you going to do? A lot of kids don't graduate or reach their potential because they're stuck on just football. What if you break your leg? What if you break your arm? What if something comes in? What's your next alternative? You got to have another path to go. So that's kind of how I teach it. Is I want to, and Lord has blessed me to send a lot of kids off to the NFL, and I'm big to send them off to the NFL. But I graduate 95% of my players. That's unheard of. That's a lot of coaches can't say that. That's giving a kid an opportunity that didn't have nothing coming out of school. Not just coaching, but I've got coaches across the country. I have businessmen who's running 5K business, $1 million business. We teach those things. I'm more prouder than them than the kids that's playing in the NFL. I just got a phone call from one of my former players that he just got a head coaching job in Clarksdale, Mississippi. And the first person he wanted to call was me. He's like, Coach, I did it because of you changed my life. And I'm like, me? He's like, you don't know who life you changed. So we don't know who we're touching on our journey and our walk. And, you can always change a kid. Like, you just got to take that 1 or 2 seconds outside of football to say, look, my door is open. You know how it is. Most
Yeah.
coaches say their door open.
Yeah.
But they're gonna come on now. Most coaches say my door is open, but when the kid walks through that door, right? He don't. It's like he doesn't even hear him. He's just like, I'm gonna get him out real fast. Me, I'm genuine. I love them. They're like my kids. When they come in, I tell parents, you're turning them over to another father. Now I'm tough. I might sound nice, but I'm tough. I'm gonna hold him to a high accountability because I don't want him sleeping on that couch.
Yeah, and that's outstanding. And what type of child or kid that you would say would fit your program the best? Is there a certain criteria they have to have or should have coming in, or
No,
expectation?
well, expectation is just give me your heart. If you give me your heart, I love them all. I've been blessed to win games because you can take all walks of life. Black, white, people from North, people from the South, and it's hard for a coach to bring it together. And I usually say this is when I'm recruiting is what I'm teaching you, you can take back home. I don't want home here, but I want you to take whatever I teach you back home because it can change your household and it can change your whole community.
Yeah, and that's something that's very, very important to you. Yourself as a coach, now that you just started the program, what are your personal goals in the new JMU?
I'm probably gonna get in trouble for saying this. I'm getting old. It's time for me to teach the younger generation so I can retire. I want to be able to retire and be able to enjoy my grandbaby. So my goal here is to build the program to touch heaven. That's my thing. I want it to be right. The little things matter to me. I don't want to lie to a kid. If I can't do it, I want to be straight up and honest with you and tell you that I can't do it. I don't want to give you, how it is, that give
Yeah.
you a roundabout answer instead of just saying I can't do it. I was a player that was like this. Just tell me what you can do, and I can work with it. And I can't work with how my old coach used to say. I can see a snake, the good snakes, but the ones I'm scared of the ones that I can't see. The ones that I walk up on. So we want to teach those guys that we love them and communicate with them that we all human. We all make mistakes, but be a man or be a person that's going to say, I screwed up, so you can work with that person. I love my mentor used to tell me this. He said, I don't care if you rob a bank. I need to be the first one you tell. How can I help you? At least I can guide and get you a lawyer. And I looked at it like most people like, ooh, he cares about people going to jail. No, no. What he was telling me was, trust me. Trust me. Give me your heart. Don't be afraid to tell me anything. I'm not going to judge you because Lord knows where would I be if somebody judged me, right? Or where would I be if you go off of my past? It's an honor to be here, and it's an honor to just do what I'm doing right now for 29 years. Wow, sometimes I have to pinch myself.
Yeah, that's amazing. And that's one of the things that youth needs to appreciate is that you need to take accountability when things don't go your way, whether it's good or bad.
Yes,
Talk
sir.
about the accountability.
Oh, accountability. I laugh because I had a recruit in here. My coaches are held accountable, not just players. I give the joke when I was at Belhaven. I walked out to practice, and every day I seen a coach blowing the whistle, making them up down. I'm like, why they keep up down in these kids? So I asked the coach. I pulled him to the side. You don't find this funny, and he said, "Well, they late, coach." And I was like, "They late? So they're late every day? You're not explaining to them, be on time, 10 minutes, so you just blow a whistle and up down them." I said, all right, I'm going to prove to them that, what you say, believe in what you say. So I got out there 10 minutes early before practice because I'm usually running out there late. You know how the head coach is. They got to have it set up. And wasn't nobody there. So I'm like, okay, so now I see why the kids are late. Now, no coaches out here. So as soon as the coaches got there, I said, get it to chopping, blow the whistle. And one coach looked at another coach. He said, you better get it chopping. He gonna fire you. So I hold them all accountable, not just players. I hold administration accountable. I look at it like this: how can you ask the kid to do something if you can't do it? The kids, they're gonna follow our lead, right? They're gonna follow us, but they're only gonna follow the ones that they trust. If they feel any little piece in there that you lied to them, guess where they're going? They're going the other way. They're not gonna follow you. But if you tell them what they want, you tell them what you expect, the accountability falls on everybody from the head to the bottom.
Oh, that's a great thing. And how could the community help you? What are you hoping that you get right now at this point to elevate you as far as coaches, as help, administration to get you settled in?
Woo. That's a good answer. And I don't want to answer it honestly. No, I want to answer it honestly. Um, it's tough right now that you're building a team and you have a 8-game schedule, and we're struggling for equipment, but we're getting it. We've got people helping them. I have one coach that's here with me now, and 2 I can't bring into August, which you know how it is. All I'm asking the community to bear with us. It's a part of growth. Things are going to happen. I might get my head beat in. Now, I don't want to get my head beat in, but come on, I understand that no coaches here right now during the summer, just 2. It's tough. I just need them I'm an outsider. It's hard when an outsider come in. I just need them to bear with me to kind of see what we're building. See, we're not building a fly-by-night program. That's the whole key, because it's a lot of programs out there that's selling false stuff. I just need them to bear with me. I've got people that's been around me that understand what I do, that's been really helping. Just give me money here to be able to go recruiting, or give me money to pay my coaches. I even had a friend cash out one of my coaches is not getting paid. That's a blessing, man. I didn't have to pay him that month out of my pocket. I just want them to bear with me. Just give me enough
Yeah,
time to build it.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome that you're doing big things there. And how can people follow you and follow the community and keep up with you?
Please go to JohnMelvin.org. We also have a Facebook page. It's John Melvin Football. Corey does a great job. I appreciate him setting this up, and I appreciate you taking the time from a little school of nothing right now and just giving me this time to talk to me. Follow me there. I'm also on Twitter. We're on Twitter. I'm blowing Twitter up. I'm showing them. Every. My wife gets mad at me. She said, "Why are you always posting everything?" I said, "Well, I'm not like Dion. I don't have $1 million falling behind me." I said, "I am $1 million in my hand, so I've got to show it. I want to show them what it looks like now, because I promise you in a couple of months, it ain't going to look like that." I mean, we've got equipment flowing right now. We've got equipment, helmets in. We've got field equipment. I've only been here 3 months. You tell me that's not a blessing. That's a blessing. I just again, I need them to bear with me a little bit and work with me, that we're going to build something down here very special. I'm excited. In Crowley, we're off of I-10. It's some of the best football in the country. A lot of kids down here get overlooked. Man, I've got the radius all the way from Houston all the way over into Georgia. 10 runs all the way through Alabama, and I'm tearing it up right now. We've signed 53 kids, which is amazing. Here we've got about 10 still on the block. My goal is to bring in 100 first year. The first year we're playing independent. We got to show kind of the travel, can we play and all that. And we're praying that we can get in the NAIA in 2024 in the Red River Conference. That's our goal.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely be following you here at the Allen and Aaron Sports Creator Show. We're gonna love to keep in touch with you, have you come on and some more.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you. I
very
appreciate you.
welcome. I appreciate
Thank
you
you.
too. And we're gonna be following you all those social media platforms. So continue success and keep the faith.
You have a blessed day. Thank you again for
You,
everything. This is big. This is
oh,
really big for us.
you're very welcome. Have a blessed day too, and God bless. Take
Thank you,
care.
sir.
You're
All
welcome.
right. Bye-bye.
Bye bye now.